What's the most annoying sales tactic you've experienced? Those street vendors that try to put a bracelet on your arm as a gift and even force it on your arm if you refuse, then ask for money. They get very rude when you ignore them and they try to intimidate you. I've experienced this, but with people trying to pass off their demo CDs. They'll hand you a CD and then ask you for $5. I don't know your music. I didn't ask you to hand me anything, and I'm not giving you $5. So in Beijing, outside the Forbidden City, there are a bunch of people trying to sell you those red decoration thingies. There are so many of them blocking the path, so you just have to push past all of them. The funny thing was that there was someone with a megaphone constantly yelling, "Don't trust these people. They are all fake." He was probably selling megaphones. Telemarketer, hello there. I'm calling in relation to your recent traffic accident. No, I actually don't drive, nor do I own a car. Cue awkward silence. Telemarketer, are you sure? The overly enthusiastic charity collectors in London, and most busy cities really, recognizable by their matching raincoats and clipboards, trying to get you to give them your direct debit information so they can take a monthly donation. Usually gap year students. I have a particular hatred for the ones from shelter who like to hang around outside my office building. I submitted my resume to a job application, then a few days later got a phone call back. The lady stated that she was calling regarding my recent application and started asking me questions about my current employment, past education and what industries I wanted to work in. I assumed this was some sort of on the phone interview, so I was being super polite and answering all the questions. 45 minutes later she suggests that I take an online course to better help my chances of getting a job in the future. The fake ass job used my info to try and sell me crappy online classes. I was so freaking mad. Walking through a shopping center, desk with woman standing in front of it. Her, would you like to help disabled people? I pause. Me, number, no, I don't want to help disabled people. A trap question that I recognized immediately. They approach me when I'm eating at a public area, asking, excuse me, can you spare 5 minutes of your time? Only if you give me your home address, so I can come and take 5 minutes of your time while you eat dinner. Would you like to buy this bacon hummus? No, we don't like bacon. It doesn't even taste like bacon. I worked at a call center for some time. People called me to place orders, and we had the opportunity to upsell related products to their order and earn some commission on it. I had a 90% offer rate and a 15% acceptance rate. I liked getting the extra money, but one time I talked an old lady into buying a pair of socks to go along with her boots she was buying, and she said something to the effect of, "Oh, well, if you say so," and I felt kind of bad but didn't think much of it. Until my supervisor came to me and said, "I listened to that call. Good job. Elderly people have lots of money and few brains, so it's easy to con them out of a few more dollars." After that day I never upsold an item to someone who seemed really old. Your supervisor is a crappy salesperson and crappy person. You shouldn't have to be unethical to be good at your job. Upselling. Worked for EB Games. Want a pre-order? Want a game card? Game guarantee? I got a job at a department store while in high school. They assigned me to the electronics department where almost every item was eligible for the store's extended warranty. They made us sit through a seminar that was supposed to give us pointers for how to make people purchase these warranties. My two favorite suggestions were, if a person declines, simply say, "Perhaps I didn't explain it properly the first time." I've found that most people tend to purchase the warranty once they fully understand the benefits. "Allow me to go over it with you one more time." The other was that if they seem adamant about not wanting the warranty, simply look them in the eye and say, "I really want you to have this, even at 16. That struck us some mob enforcement bulls. "Mom, I would highly recommend purchasing this to ensure that you don't have any accidents, if you know what I'm saying. I don't need this bloatware antivirus. I don't need a support line. I don't need anything over the manufacturer warranty. Know that I have a degree in this stuff and have worked with computers for the past 8 years. Stop offering me stuff." A door-to-door vacuum cleaner salesman rang Mom's doorbell. When she opened it, he quickly introduced himself, then came inside with the vacuum to demonstrate, at which point he threw a bag of debris on the floor, plugged in the vacuum and started cleaning her room. She just looked at me in disbelief. because we couldn't get rid of him. He just kept going on and on about the attachments and suction. I do what I always do. Reply no thanks, I'm vegan. For example, one time exiting the grocery store I was asked, would you like to help kids with leukemia? I replied no thanks, I'm vegan. Foot in door. It actually gives rise to rage in me. Luckily this never affected me directly, but it always bums me out to see cosmetics brands exploiting the fragile self-esteem of acne patients. I'm looking at you, Proactive and Clarisol. Buy our product and you'll be finally worth loving, you ugly piece of crap. It didn't even work for me. I hate when the salespeople are trained to have a particular routine they have to follow and will not deviate from. I see this a lot in the car selling industry. Me. Hi, I would like to buy her and I've done my research and I'm willing to pay $sign for it. If that's a deal, let's do it. Celeste Guy. Hey, welcome to let me know what things you're looking for in a car so we can find the perfect model for you. Me. I just told you exactly what I want and what I will pay for it. Celeste Guy. Haha, sounds like you've done your research. Now what type of driving are you looking to do? If we know that, we can find you the perfect car. Me. I just want to buy her for $sign. Celeste Guy. No problem. No problem. So will you be financing? Me. I will be paying $sign. We can talk about financing after we settle on the price. Celeste Guy. We can do more with the price after we know if it will be financed. Me. I already told you I will pay $sign, is that okay or not? Celeste Guy. I'm sure my manager will work with you on the financing. Now what type of driving are you going to be doing? I want to get you in the perfect car. Me. Dies inside. Those freaking hand cream salespeople in American malls. Ask them for recommendations as to which of their products is the best for jacking off. Ask if they can offer samples for you to try. Go to toilet. Come back. Shake their hand. Currently, estate agents. I sent a one-to-all email from Zoopla or one of those property sites, and in the email I stated, my price range is X. I need a place to live with a garage. I don't care how many bedrooms. I would like it to not be in the rougher areas of the city, as I need the garage for my expensive motorcycle. If it does not have a garage, don't tell to me about it. It is a deal breaker. I then got about 20 calls the next day getting put on their system, and so many were like, well, there is this property and although it doesn't have a garage, there is parking. I'd stop them and say no garage. Did you read my original email? I have a property here that you could build a garage onto. True, but having spent my life savings on a new place, I won't be able to afford a garage for at least couple of years. They are freaking relentless. From what I understand, they try to get you booked into lots of viewings, even for places that you definitely won't buy, so that the seller thinks there is lots of interest. Towards the end of the week, I just told estate agents that I wasn't looking to buy anymore. When they asked why, I told them that I was fed up with pushy estate agents not reading all two of the requirements for my budget. I don't have anything that meets your requirements, but I do have, well, shut up, then the requirements are things I require. Preferences are things I am willing to change. Any of the people at the kiosk stands in the malls, I can't stand them. Telemarketer scammer. Hello and good afternoon, sir. I'm calling from Microsoft to alert you to a virus problem with your computer. Me. This is a scam, isn't it? Telemarketer scammer. Yes, sir. Me. No thank you. He never called back. Haha. We get those calls all the time at the office and everyone uses Mac, so we just transfer the call around. Please hold. Bob in HR mentioned he had a virus. You'll want to speak to him. Some tubby dude tried to sell me shower rings at a bus station one time by claiming they were earrings. But they were helium filled, very lightweight, plus they made you look several years older. I was in Biloxi with the Air Force as a young 19-year-old airman. I was shopping at the mall and this dude from a jewelry store could tell I was Air Force and I sat down and listened to his pitch. It was for Mother's Day jewelry costing maybe $500. Now for some airmen who are receiving paychecks larger than they've ever seen, myself included, locals could sell Mitsubishis and jewelry and life insurance under the guise of both the product and building credit. He asked about my mom, who had died the year prior after suffering a debilitating stroke 8 years prior to that. I did want to be a downer, so I said she's great, I love her. Well, I listened to his pitch and refused the sale. He asked if I truly loved her. Then I said of course and left. Very annoying. Really persistent people who keep on. At a pet shop there was a rep flogging a well-known dog food brand that was on offer. My dog has a grain allergy. There are only a few brands that don't end up in him scratching his ears and feet until they bleed. Would you like to try this? It's on offer. No thanks. It's a lot cheaper than usual. You could stock up. No, my dog won't eat it. If you keep offering only this for a few days they will have to eat it. He can't. He has allergies. But this is developed by vets. But it's not hypoallergenic, is it? You can try it and see. I check the label. The main ingredient is cereal. Even on sale, it's more expensive than the usual food. I would be paying almost double at its full cost. Despite explaining this, she still kept on tossing random clothes over the changing room for me to try on when I didn't ask for them. Those are just disgruntled employees trying to help you shoplift. Those kiosks in the mall selling overpriced lotions and what have you. SSSH, don't tell my manager or anyone else because I could get in trouble, but I'll give you 40% off if you buy 2. Or some loose variant of that. It's always them saying not to tell other customers about the discount they're giving you. Mostly because you'll find out it's just the regular price and they do it to literally everyone. Whenever I get sucked into a sales pitch I always see how long it takes for them to bring that one out. It's never longer than 5 minutes. When I was 9 years old, some guy with a buggy shopping cart came out of an alleyway and sold me an electric organizer for $5. He told me they were selling like hotcakes. That alone was enough to get me to buy that piece of junk. I've worked in direct sales, so I know what's going on when they ask leading questions. The one that always makes me laugh is when the sales rep, particularly telemarketers, give you a choice. Would you rather this form of insurance or this form of insurance? Places like car dealerships, etc., that hike the price up expecting you to haggle, so when they lower it a bit, still usually more than its actual worth anyway, they make out like you're doing you a favor. Haggle until you are ashamed of yourself, then haggle twice as much. They won't sell a car at a loss, so once you notice that they really won't go any lower, then you can stop. Girl at Staples started crying when I wouldn't get the antivirus on my computer. It worked though. I bought the antivirus. That was her plan all along. Sympathy for the devil, or a low cut top. I was in a bookstore one time and there was a man in his early 20s, kind of pacing at the end of the aisle. Looked like he was working up the nerve to talk to me. Finally he said, "You look very familiar. You do business in this area, don't you? Can I ask your name?" At this point, it didn't come off as a sales pitch. I honestly thought he recognized me from my work or the charity events I was a part of. I gave him my first name and he proceeds to launch into his Amway sales pitch, plugging my name into it every 10 seconds. Nope. Get lost, chief. In India, if you're trying to cross the road at a really busy stretch of road, and a taxi auto rickshaw person pulls up right in front of you asking if you need a ride, that's when you just have to climb over their car. Car dealerships. Most of those places have now reached timeshare level tactics. As a 27-year-old guy, millennial, they do not understand how to sell to the younger generation that has been inundated with ads and drowned financially. You want to make the sale? Start with the MSRP and tell me you can't knock it down from there. I don't want to pussyfoot around your games for days on end. I also don't want to come into your dealership and have you ask me for a commitment to buy a $30K vehicle after test driving 2 of them and spending an hour with you. They have no respect for the buyer. Also, if you can't take it when I tell you to GFY when you pretend like you're doing me a favor at $500 off the ticket price, don't whine to your boss and bring him in as the big closer. It's pathetic. Free, just cancel in 30 days. Free, we need your CC info though, lol. Once haggled with a foreign guy who said I'll give you shut up price. Car salesman when they say I have to go check with the manager. No you freaking don't. Here is what I will pay, yes or no. That's it. I once walked out on a truck purchase over $250 difference. I told him I would do $14K, not a penny more. It was a decent price. I wasn't lowballing. He went from $16K to $15K to $15,750 to $15,500 to $15,250 each freaking time he had to talk to the manager. I got so peed I just left. He said, "You are losing out on a truck over $250. I said, "No, you are," and I left. Rule number 1 when shopping for a car. Don't need it. Be prepared to walk away. The whole "I gotta have it" will lead you to pay more than you should. The mall kiosk people selling a salt scrub that may or may not be from the Dead Sea. They are the most obnoxious, pushy people and usually start out by pointing out flaws like dry skin or enlarged pores. Look, I know my skin isn't perfect, but you'll never get a cent out of me as long as you're a total stranger insulting my appearance. When I bought my current car, going expecting to do the whole low, high, meet in the middle shenanigans. Had my initial low offer accepted via email. Got excited as it was 40% under the asking price. Get to showroom, actually we can't do that much of a discount. Ended up getting quite a good deal but still salty about being lied to in order to make me come to the showroom. And then another thing was my colleague getting 2-3 calls a week after he wrote his car off hitting a badger. They're pretty solid apparently, asking if he wanted to make a claim against the other party involved in his accident. When my bank calls me to sell me debt rental life insurance. Number, I already pay you people to hold on to my money and play with it. Stop calling me at dinner time twice a week. Hello, I was wondering if you frick off. I am going into fricking labor. Oh, okay mom. Good luck with the baby. Sadly, I've had the worst experiences with fundraisers, even those from usually respectable charities. It goes from passive aggressively trying to shame me for not being interested to downright grabbing me by the arm. Maybe they'd have a better rep if they stopped making the Scientologists and Koran distributors look so dang polite. I've been looking for a car. A small agile one with relative much power. My budget was €10 and there was a young used 15.000 km Skoda Fabia RS 180 PS on that tiny car, standing at the local dealer. The dealer tried to bring me in the situation where I have to convince him that I really want to buy this car. As I noticed what's going on, I told him to frick himself with his wannabe Jedi tricks and left the place. I don't buy anything from such manipulative buttholes. Jewelry stores like Jared. Some of the people that work there are horrible salespeople. I had some young smug craphead right out of college selling me my fiancee's engagement ring. I told him my budget, yet he kept bringing me stones and rings that were over my budget. I told him if he brought me one more ring over my budget I was walking out. When someone says they have a budget, they have a freaking budget. It's not an invitation to try to push them higher. When they make a new PC, Xbox, PS4 game that is crap and then say we'll also add a remake of a game that everyone liked a few years back and that you really want, but to get that you need to pay $80 for the both of them. This guy came to my place trying to sign me up to give a little money to cancer research every month, and he said that they'd found a cure in some Amazonian plant. He was so charming and convincing that he got me to sign up. Later I looked it up and couldn't find a shred of evidence, so I had to go through an entire process to get unsubscribed from the thing. What a scam that guy was running. For a good cause I guess, but he went about it in the wrong way. Stalkers, you know the type. Come up and politely ask you if you need help, etc. You say no but tell them you will go to them if you have any questions, or ask them for their card if they have one so you do get them. Then they follow you around and keep pestering the crap out of you while you go around the store lot the entire time. I've walked off of car lots because someone wouldn't leave me alone just to look when buying. Props to my last guy, gave me his card. Didn't bother me once until I had settled on what I wanted to test drive. Walked out with the car he recommended it once I drove it. Smooth as butter and love my old man car. Respect my flipping wishes and I'll buy from you. Not me. Well, I was involved, but my parents. I was just born and someone came past the ward selling photo packages. My father said he wasn't really interested but thanked her nonetheless. She then pipes up with, "But what if something happens to your baby? This would be a beautiful reminder." I'm sure a person has never been chased from a room quite so quickly. What a sick thing to say to someone. The fact I was an IQ baby probably didn't help my father's opinion of her. You have been visited by the cat doctor. Comment cat health to get good health and do not get sick. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.